The beginning of a harsh summer. 130 degrees Fahrenheit in the shade. Trudging along, this small group of Bedouins is looking for a watering place. Being a camel-rearing tribe, it can venture into the depths of the Arabian desert. For the camel can store water for 10 to 17 days. Each Bedouin tribe has its special dira, or area within which it travels, in search of greener pastures and the tribal wells. The wandering for all the tribes starts with the coming of the rains in November. The Saudi Arabian desert. An example of the area covered by an average tribe lies within the red boundary, the tribal dira of the Mutayas. To the northeast lies the state of Kuwait. It is here that we pick up our particular group of Bedouins, who will reenact a part of their daily life as it used to be in the 1930s. The Bedouin woman, renowned for her beauty, condemned by nature to a hard lot. She is responsible for the weave the hair tent and all its accessories, taking care of the camel and sheep, cooking, and shearing and milking the sheep. The hair tent. The roof is made of sheep wool, sometimes mixed with goat hair, which expands when wet, providing shelter from the winter rains. The sides of the tent, called ruwag, and the dividers, or gata, are also made of sheep wool, to which camel wool is sometimes added to give a softer texture. The most elaborate divider was put between the men's and women's section, the embroidered side facing the men's section. The tents are usually pitched with one of their long sides facing the wind, the sheltered side being kept open. To cool the tent, the back is rolled up, creating a breeze. Or a carpet is pinned onto the roof for double thickness against the sun. And for warmth in the winter, the sides are drawn in, or a wall of arfaj bushes is built in a semicircle around the front of the tent to keep out the wind.
يا ابن الفطفط لا يربع شلون تكون الذيبك على عابر
يا ابن ابيض طلب الباش شلون تقول الذيبك عابر
يا ابن مفطط لي يربوع شلون تقول الذيبك عابر
يا مفطط لي يربوع شلون تقول الذيبك عابر
من تجري بحفرك نام الحي وصلها تلاقي
In the spring, at the beginning of the warm weather, the sheep are shorn. Previously by women, today by hired hands or men of the tribe. To make one rug, the wool of 20 sheep is needed. The wool is then washed in the sea and rinsed in sweet water drawn up from wells to remove the salt which would otherwise stiffen it. Today, however, the wool is washed in the bathrooms of low-income houses. Next, it is teased by hand or a wooden or iron comb and then spun. These boxes contain chemical aniline dyes from India used for dyeing the wool. Originally, the colors came from the vegetation and insects of the desert. However, natural colors are still used for leather dyeing. For example,
الجفد يحط الجلد أسود. الكرمع يحط الجلد أبيض. العبل يحط الجلد أحمر. القروف تجعل الجلد أصفر.
chemical dyes are much brighter but run easily. The Bedouin loom is easily assembled and transported, being ideally designed for the nomadic nature of the Bedou. It consists of 4 wooden or iron pegs hammered into the ground, 2 at each end. To these pegs are attached 2 wooden or iron beams known as warp beams. The beam closest to the weaver is called the breast beam, al-ras, and the one furthest away, ga. The heddle rod, or minyar, is placed between the 2 warp beams. The heddles are woolen loops suspended from the heddle rod. The misha is the shuttle. The meshizza, or sword stick, is used to tighten up threads woven. The gazelle horn, or midra, is used for pulling down the thread when weaving. An alternative for the gazelle horn used in weaving pile rugs is this hand-like object. This final product will form the side of a hair tent, with these narrow strips decorating its edges. Among the accessories woven are camel bags, the mazwadda used for storing clothes, and the edl used for storing rice, flour and sugar. A myriad of camel decorations, and the shmala, which is woven very simply. The shmala is tied to the teats of a female camel to prevent her young from suckling her precious milk. There are several different patterns woven, handed down from mother to daughter. Aspects of their life are also incorporated into their weaving, like this scorpion.
هذه شنفة وهذا عويرقان وهذا الترسية وهذه شنفة وهذا رقم وهذا شنفة وهذا المشط وهذه شنفة وهذا حتو وهذا العويرقان. ضروس خيل، مذخر، ضروس خيل، شنف عادي، حنبلية، صوباع، جمل، أمشط، علاقة وقبقب. هذه الحية وهذه الطيارات. هذه تراكي صباح الخير وهذا رجال. هذا واسم البعارين واسم البدو على البعارين. هذا صاروخ.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله.
Early morning in the desert, pre-oil.
حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر.
The lady of the house makes fresh butter. Being the tent of a wealthy Bedou, the sheep have a herdsman. He is given breakfast, buttermilk and dates. Some of which he stores in his bag for his lunch in the desert. The lambs, attached by a woolen loop to a central rope during the night for safety, are released. Dawn, the town of Fahahil, Kuwait. After oil. With modernization and the induction of the Bedou men into salaried jobs, the Bedouin woman no longer weaves for her own needs. Today, she lives in low-income houses and weaves to sell to other Bedou and laymen here in the Fahahil souk. We asked one of the settled Bedouins why he gave up his life in the desert.
فيها البر فيها الإبل والغنم ما قال نشد وننزل بدو. عقب نزلنا، عقب ما نزلنا فالديرة توظفنا الحمد لله رب العالمين. أنا ركبت غوص وأخذت فيها سنيات معها مع النواخذة، وعقبنا الحمد لله بعد عينت خير. عقبنا جو العيال وكبروا وهم قبل صغار وتوظفوا بالحكومة بارك الله فيهم، عيننا خير ولا قصرت الحكومة. العيال وظيفتهم واحد مدير في النادي، وواحد مدير في الشعيبة في البترول، وواحد على الفايلات في الشركة، والحمد لله رب العالمين. البنات ما بنت وحدة ولا توظفت ولا كبيرة، ما راحوا مدارس، البنات ما راحت مدارس. من يوم ان كبرت البنت ما عاد عندنا سدو، جينا في الديرة والحمد لله رب العالمين ما من سدو هذاك الحين. ما درست البنت، تجوزت عند رجال. أنا أشتغل في الشركة، وعقب أعطوني بعد استراحة الحمد لله رب العالمين وبخير. عزيمة الحين لي حلوة 26 سنة في الشركة.
The still wandering Bedou, poor as ever, are now hired by sheikhs to tend their herds of camel and flocks of sheep. The scarcity of water is solved by having water tankers from nearby towns fill the aluminium tanks, which have replaced the traditional wells. And Chevrolet vans have substituted the horses and camels as means of transport. With urbanization, the craft of weaving is slowly dying. Already woven tent material made by town dwellers is now available in the souks of Kuwait. The wandering Bedouin woman no longer needs to weave her own. The quality of the end product is affected. One is less likely to find the more intricate patterns. Nylon thread and ice cream colors are now used, like in this upper cushion. These kite-like objects and patchwork quilts are among their new products. An effort to encourage weaving is being made by a body of private individuals, helped by the Kuwaiti government. The organization they have formed is called the Sadu. It is based in an old renovated Kuwaiti house. Every Thursday, the Bedouin women are dropped by husbands and sons in a van, clasping a thermos of coffee rich in cardamom and all the wares they hope to sell. A lot of bargaining is done before a price is reached. The Sadu then resells the wares to the average layman who decorates his modern house with them. The complete tent is now largely bought by rich Kuwaitis to use during the children's spring holidays when they go camping in the desert.
الفيلم.